What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are back on F1 24 for the 2027 season. It is finally for the finale of the season 4 playthrough, and I am extremely excited due to, if you didn't see last week in Brazil, but last video in Brazil, it was a chaotic one. We had a red flag for a spin blocking the cars into the center S's, and then unfortunately I wasn't looking at the road. I was looking at my differential, and I came off the road, and because I had to wait for the cars to come past, it was unfortunately a safety car. A safety car obviously brought us into last place, unfortunately, and then we had to completely send it on cars with fresh softs, which was extremely challenging just due to the overall factor. Luckily became P9, I want to say it was P9 with the fastest lap, and we've got the fastest lap every single race so far this season. So we are cooking as it stands. But as it stands, we are 16 points behind Charles. We were leading the championship pretty much all this season until he started catching up with his double win so far. He might actually approach a hat trick, but Charles Leclerc has been extremely consistent this season. Pretty much Ferrari has been extremely consistent this season. It is unbelievable how consistent this Ferrari is. But we noticed some changes that we noticed some similarities that we had from the start of the season. We noticed that we didn't have any traction when going into corners, which we had at the start of the season in the kind of like preseason testing type thing. But hopefully Charles has a performance that he wants to forget this weekend, as we need to seriously knuckle down on this little championship fight, which I think we should do. But all in all, we're going to give us our best. If we can't get back to back, we can't get back to back at the end of the day. We all go next.
I'm pleased to say that our new parts have come through without any issue, so they'll be on the car ready for the next race weekend.
All in all, we're playing F1 best. Not well, this one isn't the best game, but we're playing a good game that we like playing. If we can't win the championship, we go for season 5 when it's 16 races and we have a more hopefully competitive field. But let's go for qualifying around the Las Vegas Strip. Right, guys, as we approach the little qualifying lap around Las Vegas, it doesn't look too bad for the overall performance of the car, but Charles is there in P3 and P2 constantly, which obviously is good for the team, but isn't good for our sake in that championship. Obviously, we hit the wall coming into the start-finish straight, but it looks very competitive. The kick Saubers look very competitive in practice, but it's practice, so I wouldn't expect them to be. They were being very competitive for P9 and P10, but I wouldn't expect anything. Mercedes, Lewis Hamilton especially, not George Russell, looks extremely competitive in the practice sessions. McLaren as well, they've been pushing this week and last weekend, so they look competitive as well, but they were very competitive last weekend. So was the Mercedes of George Russell, sorry for cutting the corner there. But obviously we're looking good for this qualifying so far. Of course, P1, P2 is all happy days, but unfortunately it doesn't, the maths and the statistics aren't bouncing back on us. We need Charles to DNF or hopefully have an engine issue or penalty. Obviously that for this Ferrari this weekend is so smooth. When you turn it, it's like, it's unbelievable how smooth it is. But P1 it is. P1 will take it for the final qualifying session of the season. But I ain't got the best hopes.
Well, that wraps up qualifying, but don't worry. We'll be back tomorrow as we head into the Grand Prix.
But Kick Sauer's pace and Lewis Hamilton's pace is just dropped in the qualifying. Completely dropped. Both kicks. Valtteri Bottas was P9 in one of the practice sessions. Their pace is gone. They've disappeared. But unfortunately, Charles Leclerc is right next to us. But that McLaren is looking extremely competitive in Sergio Perez's hands. Same with that Mercedes. And Max, don't ever count out Max for a win. We've seen Max win many times over the years in real life and in games where it's just like it came from nowhere. Expect a safety car. I'm going to put money on it now. A safety car. All right, I'll see you for the End of formation lap.
Welcome along to Las Vegas. Saturday night's all right for driving. Well, it is here tonight as F1 takes over the entire city and the Formula One circus comes to town. 17 corners, 3 straights, 2 DRS zones and the glitz and glamour of Las Vegas as we race around the 3.8 miles of Sin City. The strip has been taken over to become a straight tonight, commanding top speeds of around 212 miles an hour. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Adams lines up on pole position, with Charles Leclerc alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Perez, Russell, Verstappen, Sainz, Oscar Piastri, Stroll, Norris, Gasly, Tsunoda, Ocon, Joe, Vesti, Albon, Bottas, Behrman, Théo Pourchaire, Hülkenberg, and Lewis Hamilton rounds off the grid. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head down trackside for today's race. Right then, here we go. The formation lap gets underway as the drivers prepare themselves for the final race of another fantastic season. Each driver on the grid will be hoping to end their campaign on as high a note as possible.
As we come to the end of the formation lap around the final race of the season, we joined Ferrari as the rookie. We challenged their king of Ferrari, Charles Leclerc, to a championship fight. He has bounced back at the home race. He's leading the championship as we go into the final race. But who will come out on top? It's 16 points difference. Hamilton's got a penalty. It's a 1-2 as we go for 5 red lights. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And it's lights out, and away we go. We're going to get a better reaction time. Then Charles Leclerc, but the wheel spin on the mediums is not very good. And we take the lead on the first corner of this Grand Prix. And we are going to, fingers crossed, just disappear as the car is just getting that grip. And we can disappear. Because if we can disappear, Charles could drop back into the hands of Mercedes of George Russell. George Russell obviously has been performing extremely well this season. His teammate Lewis Hamilton, he's had a couple bad seasons. We can't say no to that. But I'm going to try and do some strats that we did with Max but last year, but I won't be able to do them for a long time. So I'm going to try and get away from Charles. If it comes to it and the championship seems hopeless, I'm going to help him just get the win. But I was hoping for an engine penalty for him. Unfortunately, that hasn't happened. So we're going to have to take it on the chin and show why we are the #1 driver in Ferrari and why Mercedes, Aston Martin and McLaren should be like, yes, this is the guy we want next season. But we've put him second, which is crucial because obviously the DRS to Leclerc. So obviously he won't get the DRS on us, and fingers crossed. But he has got that straight line speed. He's managed his
DRS will be enabled this lap.
well.
You can use it when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
But of course, them lot will be going on to the mediums, but because obviously they're on the mediums now, on the softs now. But obviously, if you did see the two strategies
that was the fastest lap of the race so far
that are available, it does look interesting. This strategy is a 1.5 seconds quicker than the two that we had possibilities. So I'm just counting on it that it's quicker. It looks like that the mediums have already fired up and are in play better than the softs. So I think we should take that into consideration in the fact that it could be a hard place at the end of the Grand Prix. But of course, it depends how long these mediums will last in terms of grip. If his softs are faded on him, Russell and Sainz should be...
Okay, information on Sainz. Okay, they're slowing down. It seems like there's some kind of problem with their car.
Alright, as we just got the
Okay,
issue there,
clear.
Sainz has just stopped on the track. He's slowing down. It probably will be a DNF for Carlos Sainz. When the radio came up, I thought it was Leclerc.
Okay, we're approaching the pit window. You're going to be on softs.
We've got 2 more laps until softs. Leclerc is 3 seconds away from us. But that gives George Russell now all that leeway to push like a madman and get that all the energy.
Okay, and that's a red
We've got a red flag.
Keep the
Red
delta positive, and let's have
flag.
straight to the pit lane, please.
Okay, this is interesting. Because Sainz had to stop on
Nice
track.
advantage here. Let's have a think about how we handle the rest of this race.
Okay, that one is out the window because you're going to be sitting on way too much. If I go to softs, the last 2 laps, it will be hard. And also, we've got another set of softs. If it does come to it, a safety car or something, or another red flag, we've got another pair of softs. Right, let's have another go, eh?
Okay. In just a moment, stand by.
Deja vu all over again. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And it's go, go, go. Oh, and Leclerc has got a shocking start. George Russell is going to challenge for the lead. Into turn number 1, we cut that off. Quick time. Leclerc has dropped a considerable amount of positions. From P2 to P4. Championship. He's dropped P6. Championship is on. At the moment, I think we are winning in the championship if it all ends like this. Leclerc is obviously bouncing back. He knows the championship is on the line. He knows that it's all or nothing. But obviously, the fresher softs, Leclerc just didn't get off the line quick enough as we did when we had the mediums, which is such a shame. But them mediums will fire up in about 2 laps time, and we might see a competitive thing. But if a DRS train does form with everybody on the grid, it could be a not good situation for Leclerc as he drops behind Lando Norris, Oscar Piastri, and there's already a 2-second gap to the teammate of Max Verstappen. Lando Norris is teammate. We're going to do what we did with Leclerc. Unfortunately, it doesn't give us maximum ERS. But we're going to do what we did with Leclerc. We're just going to pump that ERS on the straight, as we knew what Leclerc's strategy was. It was kind of pump all of that down, but Leclerc is making dive bomb after dive bomb after dive bomb. But it is 4 seconds, probably now 3 seconds to Leclerc. But we're going to make another big
steps
send.
have now enabled DRS. DRS is now online.
And Russell, Zhou Guan Yu is in P5. Zhou Guan Yu is in P5 for the Kink Sauber team. Wow, I was not expecting that on the final race of this season before we go on to the finale season.
Mate. Right, we've got some clear track in front of us, so let's make best use of it and make the next lap a quick one.
Oh, we
You've
hit
got
the
this.
wall. Not good, not good. We haven't got any massive front wing damage, but that is a serious. We need to chill and not be cocky. But Zhou Guan Yu to P5. If he continues, he will be challenging our teammate for the lead of this Grand Prix. Sorry. Oh no. We've got an engine issue. We've got a massive engine, and the MG UK has blown up, and we've got a retirement mechanical failure. No. A mechanical failure on the finale of the season. Oh, Leclerc is going to win the championship because of No. It's going to be an engine issue on the finale of this Grand Prix. Oh, you cannot write it. We'll get way too cocky. No. Oh no. Leclerc is going to win the championship. It's been an absolute pleasure to drive this Ferrari. It's been an absolute pleasure. But I respect Leclerc this whole season. No, a mechanical failure. We were going to win and probably win the championship,
And
but
so the
Leclerc
celebrations begin, and
is going to
well-earned they
win
are indeed.
his
It might have
first
looked simple
ever
at times, but as
championship
any
with the
racing driver
Scuderia
will tell you,
Ferrari.
competing at this level at the very top is anything
Oh,
but
it's
simple. There's
it's
no catching them now then. We have a new World Drivers' Champion.
it's been an
Here's the
absolute
checkered flag.
pleasure.
Here's our winner. By George, he's done it. Russell wins.
George Russell wins in Las Vegas. George has been on
They've won
top
the
a lot this
championship,
season.
and now they sign off in style as winning the last race of the season as well.
Hmm.
Brilliant stuff by this driver today, and you carry that momentum through to next year as well, of course. So it's for all now to try and stop what they've created.
Unfortunately, the dialogues aren't very good. They obviously mentioned that George has won the championship, but he hasn't.
And I can see the drivers
But
starting to approach the podium for the victory
it's
celebrations.
so
A
annoying.
real team
It's so
victory
annoying.
today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners.
Because if we put it in perspective, we were going to get 26 points.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a wrap. What a
And
season
Leclerc
it's
would have
been.
got
I put
12.
my feet up now before it all starts again
So,
next year. Take care.
Realistically, I don't think. Yeah, we would have lost the championship either way if he finished in P4. He would have lost the championship by 3 points. And even if he came P5, he would have still lost the championship. It was going to be a hard race. We put everything in it at the end, everything. But I tell you one thing, I think everybody is Haas but Kick Sauber gets some brilliant points on the board, thanks to Shogun Yu. But we've won the constructors. Unfortunately, we've lost that goddamn championship. But yeah, we are going to come fighting next season. For pre-season video will be out whenever. Probably going to record it after this one. But that is unfortunate. But who was? I think it was one of the Aston Martins have caused the red flag and it went up God knows how many positions. But that is an unfortunate race. Well, there's not much you can do. But I'll catch you guys for pre-season, for season 5, the finale, the last season of F1 24. I'll see you then. Goodbye.